So I'm now recording. So if you do take yourselves off mute and you speak to me, your voice will be recorded, but your face won't. So don't worry and don't let that put you off you speaking to me. Because it can be lonely just sitting here, just chatting on my own. And the sound of my own voice becomes like so boring. I've been writing notes all day on what I'm going to talk to you girls about. So obviously we just touched on nutrition. I will briefly say it again just because I'm now recording and just for anyone who's catching up. And that is with nutrition. Just basically, if you're following Slimming World, you know, that's absolutely fine. If that's working for you, then great. But obviously if you're adding exercise in, I know that Slimming World, I don't know, because obviously that can make the scales say different readings. So obviously, you know, just make sure that you're, you know, you're telling your Slimming World instructor, that you're not instructor, you know what I mean, leader, that's the one, that, you know, you are starting to work out if it's not something that you're doing already. I'm sure most of you are, because I know that a lot of you are already doing RWL, so you're probably absolutely fine. If you're calorie counting, I have given you the tools to work out your calories. That is including your exercise. So it's completely different to the RWL calculator. So it's entirely up to you. If you're using the RWL calculator and you're happy with that, that's absolutely fine. But I've given you the tools there if you need them. And if you want any extra help with calories, then just to DM me or email me, we'll go through it. And also macros. Macros are something that you really don't need to worry about unless you want to. I enjoy tracking my macros because your macros are obviously what makes up your calories. And I like to make sure, because I'm not just on a fat loss journey anymore, I want to start changing my body composition. You know, I want to start seeing my muscle coming through, my muscles coming through, my, you know, I want to see myself getting a lot leaner, not necessarily focusing on the scales anymore. So I just like to make sure that I'm getting my calories from the right sources, you know, your proteins, your carbs and your fats. But I'm not gonna bore you with that. We can park that to one side for now, because a lot of you are just here for you know, as a starter, as somebody who needs that extra motivation, and your goal is just to get fitter and healthier, more confident, you know, obviously weight loss, toning up is another one that I've seen massively, which is obviously just building that muscle mass. And yeah, so calories are absolutely fine to start off with. I can give you a protein goal to hit. Protein is really, really important for it keeps you fuller for longer, and it's also important because it keeps your muscle mass. So the muscle that you're building when you're doing any resistance training, eating enough protein every day will help you sustain that, and you're not going to be losing any by not eating enough protein. But it's just also amazing because it just keeps you fuller for longer, and you're less likely to want to snack or reach out for any foods kind of in between your meal if you're hitting your protein goal with each meal. Okay, but that is something that I can go through with you individually. Okay, and if you all email me saying, yep, I want to know my protein, then you'll have to bear with me because there's quite a few of you. Right, so I'm going to have to keep drinking my water because my mouth gets so dry when I'm just like non-stop talking. Right, so goal setting. If you have got a pen and paper handy, it would be great for you to take some notes, because we're going to go through a way of, lost a few people while they're gone to grab pens. Yeah, we're going to go through something called SMART, which is a goal setting sort of tool. And I'm going to go through what each one means. But first of all, with your goal setting, let me just look at my notes. Okay, so with goal setting, you obviously have your goal and you have your intention or your why. So first of all, you need to ask yourself, what is my main goal? Okay, so what is the main thing that you want to achieve, not just through this program, but in general? What is the reason you joined RWL? What is the main reason, right? And it could be, it's so it's so hard with this coronavirus at the moment, because normally I'd use like a holiday for as an example, but for me personally, I have never gone on holiday and been 100% happy in a bikini ever. And I'm getting there, but that is what I want. So it's not just about weight loss for me. It's about feeling confident in my own body, knowing that when I sit down and I've got a few rolls, that's okay. And it's all that is kind of my goal, to be happy and healthy, and just, you know, so that's my overall goal in a bikini. So then you've got to think about, you write your main goal down. Okay, so that is in big, that is what you want, whether it's a long-term goal that you're thinking in the future, or it's something that you want like right now. You know, it could be, you know, that you're a size 16, you want to be a size 14, for example. Anything like that, that is your main goal. So then you need to think about your why. Okay, so why do you want that? Okay, so your goal is you want to lose weight. Okay, why do you want to lose weight? It could be like, because I want to fit into an old pair of jeans. Why do you want to fit into an old pair of jeans? Like, why? Because I want to look good. Why do you want to look good? Because when I feel I look good, I feel more confident. Okay, so confidence, that is your why, that is your intention. So that word, it's one word, and it's like, it's a feeling. And you know, and that I've just obviously given you an example there. So you need to think about your why, you know, why you're doing it, why you want it, and you need to write down your main goal, then your short-term goals. So your short-term goals are, depending on, let's go for a bigger goal. So let's go for, I'm a size 16 and my goal is to be a size 12. Okay, that's my long-term goal. But my short-term goal is to be a size 14. 14. So I'm going to focus on that first. Okay, so you need to break your goals down. Okay, so how am I going to get to a size 14? So then you need to write, okay, so I'm going to make a plan. I'm going to do 4 workouts a week. I'm going to count calories. I'm going to, you know, all these things. I'm going to drink water. I'm going to do my steps. I'm going to write them down. Okay. And that is your aim, to get to your size 14. Okay. Which is a shorter goal. It's a milestone, and that needs to be celebrated. Okay. So you 100% need to be breaking your goals down to make them more achievable. Okay. Right. Let's go through this SMART. Okay. So SMART. So S is specific. So that is your specific goal. And I don't want just, you know, this is for you. Obviously, you know, I don't need to see all this, but I don't want just, oh, I want to lose weight. Oh, I want to get fit. It has to be specific. You have to really think about your goal. It has to be clear. And you need to think about the why in with that. Okay. So then your M is measurable. Okay, so your milestones, we've talked about the milestones, celebrating your milestones. So, you know, you could bring it down again. Okay, I want to lose 10 pounds by Christmas. Okay, but I actually want to lose 3 pounds in 2 weeks. Okay, so keep bringing them right back down and celebrate each one. Okay, so don't just celebrate it when you get to your big one. Celebrate each milestone, because it's worth celebrating. You need to do that. So again, if your goal is to lose a stone, celebrate each couple of pounds you lose. Right, where are we? So smart. So A is achievable. So again, it all sort of fits in with each other. So you need to make sure that each of your goals are achievable. So you've got your big goal, you've got your workouts, you've got your steps, you've got your nutrition, you've got your water intake. Okay, if you're somebody who drinks 1 cup of water a day and I'm suddenly telling you to drink 2 liters, okay, that is not achievable. You're not going to do that. Okay, so what you need to do is you need to break that down and think, okay, at the moment I'm drinking 1 cup of water, that needs to improve. So for the next few days, I'm going to drink 2 cups of water. Okay, I'm going to give myself until the weekend. And then from the weekend onwards, I'm then going to, you know, if you stay consistent with that, drink your 2 glasses of water. I'm then going to drink a litre of water. Okay, and keep upping it slightly. Okay, because yes, I think I've put 1.5 at least that I want you to drink. But if you're somebody who doesn't drink much water, that's a lot to ask. Okay, so do not put pressure on yourself. Your little goals have to be achievable. It's the same as your calories, you know, by not taking, I've given you an example of a breakdown of a deficit. Okay, and you know, a lot of you might think, oh well, I'm going to want a huge deficit, but don't. If you know, especially if you're not used to counting calories, just a little deficit, like I don't know, 5 or 10% to start off with. You know, see how you get on, and then we can sort of reassess. But the worst thing you can do when you're setting your goals is make them unachievable, because then not only will you be putting pressure on yourself, but you'll be more likely to fail and to be disheartened with yourself, and you know, just to think, I can't do this. Okay, so every single little goal is that you hit is an achievement, just little and often and consistent. Hold on, need some water. Right, R is relevant. So it has to be relevant to your goal. Okay, so don't bombard yourself. You know, don't start saying to yourself, I know that RWL is a lot to do with self-care, which is absolutely fantastic, but don't bombard yourself when you're setting your goals. Think of, you know, having a bath and reading a book and, you know, all of those nice self-care things. Think of them as lovely little extras. Don't include them in your goals, because you'll bombard yourself and then you won't know whether you're coming or going. Okay, so make sure that your goals are relevant. Make sure that your small goals are relevant to your big goal. Okay, so you know, you could say to yourself, oh, I'm going to read a chapter of my book every night, which is great. Do that, but don't have it as one of your goals, because it's not relevant to your big goal, even though it's absolutely fantastic and it will relax you, and you know, it's good for the mind not to have screen time at the end of the day. Brilliant. But just make sure that these little goals that you're setting yourself are relevant to your big goal. Okay. And then this is a big one. Okay, so T is for time. And you need to give yourself a deadline, because even though, like, obviously today on my story, I don't know whether you saw that, I said that, you know, especially with things like weight loss, you're so much better just to you know, not restrict yourself and, you know, just go slowly with it, because there's no urgency. But with your little goals, you need to set a deadline. When you set a deadline, there's like a sense of urgency there, and you'll get it done. You're more likely to achieve what you've set yourself. So for example, I'm talking like your little goals. I'm not talking about your big goal. So I'm going to go back to water. So at the moment, you know, you drink 1 cup of water a day, And this is what I mean by, so your deadline, okay, I'm going to get to drinking a litre of water by this time next week. Okay, so give yourself that deadline and see it. It's almost like, you know, when you're at school and you get a month to write an essay and you don't do it and you think, oh, I've got a month. And then suddenly it's like 3 days before and you get it done. And you get it done because you set yourself that deadline. So you got it done. Yes, you left it until the last minute, but you still got it done. And that's because you had to. You set yourself that deadline, or you got set that deadline for you. And yeah, you got it done. So with goal settings, you've got your big one, you've got your little ones, make them achievable, but give yourself a deadline to work towards. Okay, if at the moment you're only doing two workouts a week, and you think to yourself, do you know what, I really want to be doing 4. Don't go straight from 2 to 4, go to 3, but give yourself a deadline. Okay, by the end of these 4 weeks, I'm going to be doing 3 workouts a week, right? And make sure you get there. And when you get there, you know, that's a milestone, that's a goal that you have set yourself and you have achieved. And that is where motivation comes in with it, because when you start smashing those small goals that you've set yourself, you will instantly feel motivated, because you will feel so proud of yourself. You will want to keep going. Motivation is a hard one. Motivation just doesn't fall from the sky, unfortunately. And the biggest thing with motivation is a lot of people wait for motivation to do anything, and they think, oh, I'm not doing this today. I've got no motivation to do it, so I'm just not going to do it. I'm just gonna have a rest day because I've got no motivation. That, if you think to yourself, oh, I've got no motivation today, and you haven't planned for a rest day, because this is what you're going to do. You're going to plan your rest days. You're going to know what rest days you're having. You're going to know what workout days you're having, and you're going to stick to that. Okay, because that is what you need to get into the habit of doing. But if you think, oh, I've got no motivation today, that is when you need to do the workout, is those days that you've got no motivation, because that is where it's going to count. And that is where you will instantly snap out of these, lethargic days. And you tell yourself that, oh, I've got no motivation, so I'm not going to work out. But it's those workouts that will mean so much more than the workouts that you get done because you feel motivated. Because some days you do. Some days you're like, yeah, I'm going to get up. I'm going to, smash my nutrition. I'm going to get my workout done. Other days you don't. And so easy to use it as an excuse. But none of us have motivation every day. And if you wait for motivation, then you'll be waiting a long time, because it doesn't just come. And if you write off the days where you've got no motivation, you'll then start to sort of go into like a spiral, and it will go out of control, because the more you listen to yourself and be like, oh, I've got no motivation, I'm not going to do anything, the worse it will become. Whereas if you think, no, yes, I don't feel motivated, but I have planned to work out today, plan to do my workout today. I'm going to do my workout today, whether I like it or not. I've got to do it. And you'll get it done. You'll be like, oh my God, I'm so proud of myself for doing that. And then the next day you'll wake up and you'll just be like, do you know what? I bossed that workout yesterday. I'm going to get another one done today. And motivation comes from that, rather than thinking, I'm not motivated, I'm not going to work out. The next day you'll work out, and you'll wake up and you'll be like, oh, I'm not motivated today either. So you need to fight those feelings of motivation. I know it's a lot, it's a lot easier said than done. I know that, but it's creating those habits, and just not letting that part of your brain get the better of you. So the best thing to do with motivation is creating a plan. So you've got your daily intentions, your weekly intentions. I am going to give you tools to use if you want to. For example, you might have seen, I've done it a lot on my 12-week shred, where I've said daily intentions, and you can write down and you can post them to make yourself accountable. So your daily intentions, you know, you wake up one morning and like, okay, right, this is what I'm going to get done today. I am going to drink 2 liters of water. I am going to track my food today because I'm so bad at tracking my food. I'm going to get it done today. I'm going to make myself proud. I'm going to do it. I'm going to get a workout in today. And do you know what? I only got 5,000 steps yesterday. So today I'm going to make sure that I get at least 8,000, you know, and they are your daily intentions. Post them, tag me if you want to, make yourself accountable. You've then got your weekly intentions. So what you want to achieve this week. Okay, I'm going to try a new RWL recipe today. I'm going to do some batch cooking this week. So you've got your daily, your weekly, but you need to make a plan. Okay, so with your workouts, have them scheduled in. Have them scheduled into your diary from the start of the week. And just see them as a work meeting. You know, you wouldn't think, oh, I can't be bothered to, well, you probably will think it, but you won't actually not turn up for it. You know, you'll turn up and you'll get it done. Your work meeting. So use that as your workouts. You know, you're doing it for you. So every week, think, okay, I'm going to do a workout. Monday morning is such an amazing time to do a workout because it really does set you up for the week. So if you can, I've got my first live workout with you girls tomorrow at 7 in the morning. So even though the thought of, you know, if you don't have to get up, of getting up that early, I don't have to get up that early in the morning, but I'm going to, because there's nothing better than starting your week with a workout. It just puts you in that good mindset. So you can think to yourself, okay, I'm going to do 3 workouts this week. I'm going to do Monday, Wednesday and Saturday. You know, they are the workouts that I've planned for this week, but they don't have to be mine. They can be any workouts. But once you have them in your diary, do them and make space. So think about what time of workout is good for you. And what time of the day is good for you to work out, and put it in your diary and think, okay, I'm going to plan around that. That is in my diary and that is not budging. That is when I'm going to do my workout. And as soon as it comes to that time, just get it done and don't think, oh, I can't be bothered, I'll do it later. It's so easy to think like that. Just get it done. And you can be like, right, I've ticked that one off. And again, the more you do that, the more... Oh, my Siri, my watch is going off. The more you do that, the more motivated you'll be, because you'll get yourself into a momentum. And if you have like a couple of weeks of listening to yourself and following the plan that you've set yourself, then you're just going to keep doing that. Whereas if you get into the mindset of putting it off, you're always going to do that. And again, depending on how many times at the moment you're working out, don't overdo it. You know, if you're only working out 1 or 2 times a week, you know, you're not going to suddenly go from that to 4. So, you know, make sure that you're being sensible and you're setting yourself things that you're actually going to achieve. Because when you set yourself things and you don't achieve them, that is when you feel deflated and you feel rubbish within yourself and you feel, you know, unmotivated. Right, there's a few things. I'm sorry for the girls who are here from my cycle 1, because you're probably, I'm like probably proper repeating myself, but there's a few things that you can do to motivate yourself. So obviously, yeah, planning is a huge one. So affirmations, obviously I'm a huge one for, you have to believe in yourself, you know, hence believe, sweat, achieve, because I think with motivation, if you don't believe in yourself and you don't believe in the process of what you're doing, then there's no motivation to get it done, because you'll be like, well, what's the point? So you have to believe in yourself. You have to believe in the process. Okay. So when you wake up in the morning, okay, say to yourself, write it down, do whatever you need to do, but a positive affirmation. Okay, today this is what I'm going to do because I've got this. I can do it. You know, I signed up to BSA and I'm going to make myself proud. I've set out to do this and this is what I'm going to do. So just say it, write it, make sure that whatever you're telling yourself, you believe it. Okay. A big one, you might have heard me say this before on my Instagram, but it's such a big thing for me because I remember saying it at the start of my journey, and it really, really is so true. And it's the fact that I have tried so many times before and failed, which I had tried everything and given up. This time I'm going to go for it. I'm going to do something and I'm not going to give up, and I'm going to see what happens when I don't give up. Okay. If you write that down every single morning, I'm going to see what happens when I don't give up. If you are somebody who's tried lots of different things before and given up, then you need to be writing this down, because honestly, you really think that. You think of where you might be now if you hadn't given up the last time you tried. And think about why you gave up as well. Sorry. Water break. Yeah, think about why you gave up. And don't let that. It might have been because you did set your intentions too high. You might have restricted yourself too much. You know, I did a post on it today because I went to the seaside and had fish and chips. You know, if you restrict yourself too much, you are going to give up. If you set your goals unachievable, you will give up. You will give up. You know, we're humans. We have a brain that just likes what they know. So yeah, really think to yourself, I've tried before, I've given up. Let's see what happens when I don't give up, because you'll be surprised. This is something that I have never done myself, but I've heard that it really works well for two reasons. One, if you're bad at drinking water, and two, just because it's motivating. But if you've got a photo of either yourself, either a picture that you like or a picture that you don't like, or a picture of somebody who inspires you, just any picture that makes you think, okay, I want this, whatever your goal is, I want this. Attach it to a water bottle and carry it around with you wherever you go, because then not only will you be drinking water wherever you go, you know, just taking little sips. If you're somebody who's bad at drinking water, then this water bottle is your little present to yourself. You know, you've joined BSA, you've got to get yourself a nice water bottle, put a photo on it, because not only will you be carrying it around drinking, but you'll also be looking at this photo, which will give you instant motivation. I had a photo of one of the RWL trainers. Oh, what's her name? Oh, little rocket, I can't remember her name. T something fitness, her name, Alex. She's pregnant now. Alex, right? Her figure is just like, wow. She's my biggest inspo. And she put a Instagram post on her Instagram, funny enough, of her wearing a blue bikini, and I screenshotted it, and I had that as my screensaver for ages. My dad once looked at my phone and was like, "Vicky, who's that?" He thought I was like a lesbian or something. Just had this girl like standing there in her bikini on my phone. But anyway, do you know what? Honestly, I had it, and every time I went to my phone, I saw that photo of her, and I was just like, and it is such it's amazing what just a photo of, you know, something like that inspires you can do. So yeah, you're sort of killing two birds with one stone there by, you know, your water and sort of being motivated by a photo. And then your sweat stash. I said this to my girls, and a couple of them were like, "Oh yeah, I'm going to do it," and I don't actually think anybody did. I'm not sure. But it's a really good one, especially if you're not in the momentum of working out. Okay, so get yourself a tin. You know, the tins that you can't break into unless you undo them with a tin opener. Every time you do a workout that you've planned and you're like, yes, tick, done, put some money, a fiver if you can, into your sweat stash. Okay. So if you're doing 4 workouts a week and you're on a 12-week program with me, and you put some money every single time you do a workout, okay, and then at the end of your program, your cycle with BSA, you can open that and you can treat yourself to something for absolutely smashing it. Okay. So that money is obviously for you, you know, and you can treat yourself to a new outfit, maybe in the size down, or anything that, you know, you wanted, and you'll have all that cash. It doesn't have to be £5, it can be £2 or whatever. But that is something that will hopefully really get you to do your, motivate you to do your workouts. So that is another quite cool little idea if you're somebody who struggles with motivation. Right, I think that is everything that I had written down on my notes. Yeah, that is pretty much everything that I had. Obviously, I'm still going through all of your questionnaires that you all sent in. And I have got my own little spreadsheet that has got your name and it's got all your stats on there. It's got everything I've asked you on there as well. During my lives, I will be giving different variations to any exercises. But if there's anything that you can't do, then please let me know via Instagram or email, and I will send you a variation for you to do. So that literally whenever, for example, if you can't do a lunge because you've got bad knees or whatever, then I will give you a variation to do that, so you don't even have to ask during the live. Whenever I say, right, let's do lunges, you can literally do something else. The same as if you really don't enjoy doing something. For example, not many people like doing burpees. They are something that, you know, if you carry on doing them, you'll never enjoy them, but you'll get better at them. So, you know, I would say, try and carry on with them if you can. There is a variation because obviously, you know, a lot of you are beginners, and that is where you just step back and step up, jump if you can, but you're stepping rather than jumping. But I don't want any of you, I have had a few messages from some of you girls saying that, you know, you're worried because of your fitness level. So please, please, please don't be. I want this to be, it's kind of like beginner to intermediate, but I want you to push yourself, you know, as much as you can. I will be watching, but I'm not going to be like, oh, you get off the floor, come on. You know, this isn't any boot camp. If you need to rest, you need to rest. And I don't know how many people will actually admit to not actually pushing themselves as much as they probably could when they haven't got anybody watching them. I'm terrible. Like, you know, I will always get an RWL workout in, but sometimes I stop before the time's up. Whereas if I had somebody there watching me, I wouldn't. I'd push myself. And that is where, when you push yourself, that is where you will progress. Progressive overload. So I always say, I don't know, you're doing burpees for example, and you're like, oh my God, I literally can't do any more. Okay. So that's when your brain tells you you need to stop. So when you get that feeling, I can't do any more, do another 1 or 2. So that is where you will progress. That is progressive overload. So the minute your brain tells you you're tired, you need to stop, just push yourself that little bit more, even if you just get another 1 in after that, and then stop. Okay, because if you always stop when your body tells you to, you will never progress. And it's when you start progressing that you will then see results with, you know, not just like weight loss, but with your fitness, you know, with your endurance. And, you know, you might be able to do 10 burpees, and that is your absolute limit. Oh my God, I cannot do more than 10 burpees. But then you keep pushing yourself to do 11, and then soon you'll be doing 15, you know. But if you keep stopping at 10, I'm just using that as an example, 10 burpees is a lot, but if you keep stopping at 10, you'll never be able to do 15. Does that make sense? So yeah, so with my lives, yes, I will be watching you. If your camera's on, you don't have to have your camera on at all. You know, if you don't want me to watch you, that's absolutely fine. If you still want to get involved in my lives, if you don't want me to watch you, just have your camera switched off. Right. How long have we been? 40 minutes. Has anybody got any questions at all? You're all going to sit there in silence. I know it. That's what happens all the time. I bet someone has. It's fine. If you haven't, if you have, but you don't want to say in front of everyone, then you know, just message me. But I just want to make sure that you've got the most out of this chat. I feel like I've waffled on, but whether you've actually picked anything up and whether it's actually been useful, I won't know.
Sorry, Vicky. I'm not sure I've got my questionnaire come through yet.
Who's this?
It's Vicky.
There's 3 of us. There's 3 Vicky. 3 Vicky. And one Vicky's got the same surname as me as well. Right, what Vicky are you? Vicky.
Vicky J. I'm on here as.
Oh, so you're Vicky with
the same as you.
Oh, it's not the same as me, yeah.
Yeah, which is very rare.
I know. Mine is because my nan, she's called, it's not her real name, but she's been called it since she was a child, and that's just her name. But her name's Ricky, and she's Rikki. So my mum said that if you're going to shorten your name from Victoria to Vicky, which she didn't ever want me to do, then you've got to spell it the same way as your grandma.
Oh.
Yeah, that's why I'm Vikki. Right, so you haven't got your questionnaire?
Not yet, no.
Have you got your food diary?
Yes.
Right, I will get that sent out to you.
Brilliant, thank you.
That's all right.
Vicky, it's Katie.
About Instagram. Oh,
Sorry.
Then 2 of you speak at once. Go on, one at a time.
I was just going to ask, the resistance band workout tomorrow, I haven't got a resistance band yet. It's coming on Tuesday. Shall I wait till then, or shall I do another workout tomorrow? Or
everything that I'll be doing tomorrow you can do without a resistance band.
Right, okay.
So that's absolutely fine.
And I can catch up because 7 in the morning, getting 2 boys ready for school is a bit difficult.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, no, that's absolutely fine. Yeah, you can catch up with that.
Lovely, great. Thank you.
All right.
sorry, Vicky, my question was about Instagram.
Yep.
So I've only got like a bog standard personal Instagram. What do you think there's a benefit of setting up like one especially for like a fitness journey?
100%, yes.
Okay.
Yes. Only because it makes you so much more accountable. I'm sure there's other people on here that will agree. When I first started on my journey, obviously, you know, I speak on there now, I put photos of me in my underwear on there now, and it's completely open. Whereas when I first joined, it was private. I didn't put any photos of my face on there for a long time. And the first progress photo I put on there, I think I just posted photos of my food for a long time, and then the first progress photo I put on there was me, I think 3 months into my journey. And I remember I messaged Jem, and because I was in contact with her a lot on the beginning of my journey. I can't remember what her Instagram handle is now. She changes it a lot. But anyway, I messaged her saying, "Oh my God, you know, this is 3 months. I thought I could see changes, but I wasn't sure." And she was like, "Oh my God, there was definitely a change there. Like, well done." And I was like, "Oh, do you know what? I'm going to post it." And I felt so nervous, but honestly, I posted it. I didn't post my face or anything. It was just literally a side view of my tummy. And the comments that I got were just like, and it made me want to carry on, because I almost felt like all these girls that were saying, "Oh my God, Vicky, you're doing amazing. You've got this." I felt like in a stupid way that I'd be letting them down if I didn't carry on with it. Do you know what I mean? And honestly, it just made me feel so much more accountable. Put my food on there, my transformation photos, I put like little quotes that I thought would help me and help other people. And it was definitely worth doing, I think.
Okay, thanks.
That's okay. Right, anyone else?
I've just got one more question. So if we can't make any of your lives, whereabouts do we find your pre-recorded one or your recorded ones after?
So I have posted this in the community, but it's really rubbish because it's not a clickable link. You have to like copy and paste it to your browser. But
Okay.
I think some of the girls from Cycle One might be able to help me out here. But I think when I send you, mind you, you'll want it before then, but when I send you your check-in video, that will then take you straight to my YouTube page.
Okay.
But what I will do is I'll post the link again in the community, but it's not a clickable link, so you just have to copy and paste it.
Okay.
If you go onto the website version of the community page, it's a clickable link.
Oh, okay.
It's just via the app that's not clickable. It's only if you go onto, but if you go onto the website, everything's clickable.
Ah, I never knew that.
Fantastic. Thank you.
There you go. So I'll post that. So post YouTube channel, and just so that you know, while I'm talking about YouTube, all of my workouts on there are public. So try not to share anything that's got my link on it or anything. I mean, it will sneak out, things like that do, but at the moment I just want it to be for you girls. But also when I do your check-ins, that is all done through YouTube, but that is a private link. Okay, so only you can see your check-in. Okay, just so that you know that when you see a YouTube link coming up, you might think, oh my god, that's like anyone can see that, but they can't. It's only me waffling on anyway. It's nothing, but it's obviously I'm talking to you about what you've said in your check-in form. So but yeah, that's private. So yeah, and then I've obviously staggered, because there's a lot more of you this time than my first cycle. I've staggered your check-ins. So those of you that are on a 4-week cycle, your check-in will be I'll put it on the group Sunday. I'll send it to you on Sunday. You get it back to me on Monday night. And then those of you that are on a 12-week, I'll send it to you on the Tuesday. You get it back to me by the Wednesday night. So the girls who are on cycle 1, this time you will have a bit longer than a week for your check-in. Most of you are on a 12-week, which is brilliant, because you're all going to get to know each other really, really well. We're together now for the next 12 weeks, but obviously there are some of you on 4 too, which is fine, but I just needed to stagger those check-ins. Otherwise, you would have been waiting for your response for a while, because it does take me a day for check-ins. So yeah. With pictures, with photos, I've kind of learned things through cycle 1. I've just realized I put you on hold on. With my cycle 1, I was like, okay, measurements every week, weight is optional. I think it's okay, just to keep an eye on the weight on the scales, as long as you're not getting obsessed and going on there every single day. Like I would hate for you to do that. But I think once a week or once every fortnight isn't going to hurt, as long as you realize, that there's a lot more to the number on the scales than your body fat percentage, because that's not it at all. It's, your hormones and your water. And I saw a clip, I think it was Chloe Madeley, and she literally got on the scales and then she drank pint of water and got back on the scales, and she'd like put on a pound or something. It was literally within seconds. It was stupid. So anyway, yeah, so your food diary, I know that some of you have had a look, because I can see that some of you have put your names on it already, which is brilliant. So use your food diary either to track what you've eaten, just so that you can see, so that I can see. You know, if you get to the end of the week and you say to me, Vicky, can you just have a look at my food diary, you know, just let me know that my choices are okay. You know, am I going to get anywhere eating the foods that I'm eating? Or you can use it as a planner, so you can plan ahead. I know that some of the girls from my cycle one were doing that. They were using it as their planner. You don't have to put calories in there unless you want to, and you only need to fill it out if you want to. There's no pressure to fill it out, especially if you're using an app to track your food as well. You might feel like it's an absolute ag having to put it in there and put it in the app. It's just a tool there for you if you want to use it. So measurements, weight, and photos. So you obviously do them at the start. So I'd recommend you, if you haven't done it already today, to do it in the morning. Whenever you do it, make sure that you then do it at that same time of the morning, the day, the following week or the following 2 weeks, whenever you do it. But I do want it done. If you don't want to do it every week, I want it done every 2 weeks, because even though I don't want to give you the pressure, I think it is good just for your accountability. But photos, if you only want to do your photos, if you're on the 12 week, you might just want to do your photos at the start, the middle and the end. If you're on a 4 week, you might want to do it at the start and the end. That's absolutely fine. That's with the photos, it's completely up to you. The only reason I need you to do your measurements and your weight, if you want to do your weight, is so that I can obviously keep an eye that on your, if you're sticking to your calories and we get to 3 weeks and you're like, okay, I'm sticking to my calories, you know, I'm doing a decent amount of steps and, you know, nothing's budging, the scales aren't budging, my measurements are still the same. I'm like, right, okay, we need to decrease your calories by 5%. And we'll look at your food diary. We either can just decrease your calories, or we can up your steps depending on how many steps you're doing, but both of them will put you further into that deficit. But the calories, there's no magic number for calories. It's all trial and error, which is why it's important just to keep track, you know, to make sure that you're in that deficit, or you're at least at maintenance calories. You're not going over them, because then it'll be hard to track. Yeah, and then it's, if they're not working, we can adjust them accordingly. So yeah, I think I've covered everything. So I'm going to quickly see if anybody has got any more questions. If not, I'm going to leave you to your Sunday night. Girls in my cycle one, have you got any tips and advice for anybody who's on my cycle two? Anything that you can think of that might come in handy?
Get involved in the community.
Yeah.
Make sure that, like, the notifications don't come through very often, but make sure you check in on there.
Yeah.
One quick question about the 12-week check-ins, Vicky. On, obviously, the weeks go Monday to Sunday. So obviously week 4 on cycle 1, the check-in was Monday, and then we obviously finished on today, pretty much, before starting. So how will the check-in? I know it's 12 weeks away, but how will the last check-in work on the 12?
For those of you that will do another cycle, it won't affect. But for those of you that will then finish, we will just still do your check-in as normal.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll just, I think, because when you finish, the only thing that will change is you just don't get access to the community and the calendar anymore, but you obviously still get access to me. You know, I won't be going anywhere, so I will still send you your check-in form, and I will still do a video back to you as normal. I did
Sorry,
think
Vicky. I've got my Fitness Pal, and the calories I think they come up quite different to what it did on RWL. Do you recommend I just find out the way you've explained to us?
Yeah, I recommend you use MyFitnessPal to track your food, and that is it.
Okay.
Yeah, MyFitnessPal will put you into a huge deficit, because I would imagine you've put that you want to lose £2 a week, which is a huge deficit, and it's told you that you need to eat 12,000 calories a day.
Yeah, I think it's like 1,400 calories, but it's like 1,800 on other things. So it's huge.
Ignore MyFitnessPal for their calories. Yeah, try and work them out. If you want to work them out with exercise, then use mine. If you want to work out without exercise, then use the RWL calculator.
Okay, thank you.
That's all right. Right. Anybody else? Speak now or forever hold your peace. No? Right. I will leave you to your evening then, girls, but I really hope this has been helpful. One of the biggest things that my girls from Cycle 1, a couple of them actually said, I wished I had reached out to you more. Please reach out to me if you need anything. You have paid for the next 4 or 12 weeks for me to be your coach. And this isn't really one-to-one coaching, it's more group coaching, apart from your check-in where you do get that one-to-one. So the only one-to-one time that you will get is if you reach out for me. You know, if I don't hear much from you or something, and I don't really see you in the community, and you know, I might send you a message and, you know, just be like, hey, you know, you okay? But other than that, unless you reach out to me, and, you know, unless I see a post in the community or whatever, I won't necessarily reach out to you. So please, 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 make sure that you know, I want to be approachable. And if you have got any questions, if you've got a question that you're not too shy about and you feel like others might benefit from it, pop it in the community. If not, then just DM me. But even if it's not a question, even if it's like, Vicky, I'm losing my motivation, I need help, like, it is so easily done. You will probably leave off this chat and you'll wake up tomorrow morning, especially if you do the workout, and you'll be like, oh my God, I'm on it. This is it. I'm on it. I feel so motivated. You get to Wednesday and be like, shit, where's my motivation gone? Like, I was feeling great on Monday. Honestly, it will just go. So sometimes you just need that little spark that will, you know, light your fire again. And I will just send you a voice note, or I'll send you a message, or I might send you a video, or we can arrange a one-to-one Zoom call if that will help. Okay, so there are so many options for you, and I would, you know, suggest a one-to-one video in with this, but not everybody needs or wants that. So if you feel like that will help, you know, you might get into a weekend and be like, oh my God, what did she say in that motivation chat again? Obviously this will be saved onto my YouTube channel, so you can listen to this again. But sometimes, yeah, you just need that little kick up the arse again, and I will give it to you. So make sure that you get as much out of this as you want and you need. Okay, so there, done. Okay, wow, you've listened to my voice for an hour. But I hope it's been helpful. I will let you get on with your Sunday, and hopefully I'll see most of you there tomorrow morning. Obviously, like I said, don't worry if you haven't got a resistance band. And yeah, all right.
Thanks, Vicky.
You
Thank you.
you are
Thank you.
very welcome.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
No worries, girls.
Bye.
See you later. Bye.
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 Bye.